What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So, as you know, the stimulus checks are a huge talking point right now. Obviously, the whole stimulus package is a huge talking point, but really, people care about getting that extra money, getting not even extra money, just money in general, because there's a lot of people out there that have not received anything and don't receive any money from a job because they lost their job. Maybe they filed for unemployment, but they did not get through, and there are a lot of people that did, there's a lot of people that haven't. So, I wanted to get into this and talk about the stimulus checks and just weigh in on this because I've seen a Forbes article that's talking about basically the Republican side versus the Democratic side. I don't really like to choose sides. I'm not on any side. I will vote for someone that has great ideas, that has the best ideas. It's not about whether I'm a Republican or a Democrat, it's whether they are going to help out the country. And I know Republicans have a different mindset than Democrats, and that's just how it goes. But all I know is that Republicans have good ideas in some areas and Democrats have good ideas in some areas. And I don't like to split them into different sides, but obviously I have to for the sake of this video. So before I get into this, I do want to do a giveaway update. So I'm going to let everybody know on Monday or Tuesday what they have to do in order to enter the giveaway. And then I'm also going to release the giveaway winners on my story. I will reach out to them probably first and then do the giveaway update on my stories, my YouTube stories. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Also make sure you follow me on Instagram. So for this week, since it is Wednesday, I was going to do it a couple of days ago, but I had to work some things out. So since it is Wednesday, all you're going to need to do is go over to my Instagram, DM me, tell me what your YouTube name is. If you're following both of my channels, the Perry Experience and this channel. And then all you have to do is say, I want to enter the giveaway. I had a bunch of people that reached out to me last week and I thought that this was the best method because then I can reach directly out to you. I can shout out your YouTube name on my story. I can do everything. I can get all your information in one spot. So this is the easiest way of doing this to make sure that I don't give gift cards to other people that are trying to scam me. And whether you want it by Cash App, Venmo, or you can get the Amazon gift cards as well. So just let me know what you prefer and I'll make sure that we get it over to you. And if it's Cash App, obviously I need your Cash App name. If it's Amazon gift cards, I'm going to need your email address, and then Venmo, obviously your Venmo name. So I'm going to need any of that information if you prefer any of those areas. So I'll make sure I accommodate towards you. But this is a long explanation. But yeah, that's how you enter. Towards the end of the week, that's when I'll release the names. So make sure you enter, go over to my Instagram. But let's go back into the content. So stimulus checks. This is something that a lot of people want to hear about. They want to know updates. They want to know when they're going to get their second one. Some people want to know when they're going to get their first one. They still haven't received it. So I wanted to talk about Republican versus Democrat really divide here and what the Republicans want versus what the Democrats want. So I was reading this article, really, the GOP alternative to more stimulus checks, tying aid to work. And this kind of goes back to my last video that I created on Donald Trump. President Trump basically wants to implement tax cuts, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I understand they want other pieces of it. They want liability insurance for employers, but mainly they want those tax cuts to incentivize people to start working again. And I think it's a completely ridiculous idea. I understand it's good for the people that are working, but other people, no, not at all. So they're basically saying that right now the HEROES Act has been proposed, it passed the House, but it could be shot down by Republicans who prefer incentivizing work in the new relief proposals such as payroll tax cuts and liability insurance for employers, which could be good for some people, but not good for all. Representative Kevin Brady has proposed including payroll tax cuts in the next stimulus package, an idea the White House has rallied behind, which is something that I talked about in my last video. President Trump has said that he prefers payroll tax cuts over anything else. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell would like to see liability protections for employers included in further relief. Now, this is something that I really don't get. I mean, you're kind of bailing out the employer. I understand that, businesses need to be bailed out in some way, but the best way that you can bail them out is getting money into people's hands and having the people spend it. But the problem is people think if you put money into their hands, they're not going to spend it in the right place. For the most part, I would imagine they would spend it in the right place, especially since they're going to get kicked out of their house. They're not going to have water. Their electric's going to get shut off. Their gas is going to get shut off. They need to pay their bills. But yes, there will be some people that won't spend it in the right place because, they may already receive money from their job and they're going to get money back from this, so they're going to put it towards something else, something brand new. They're spending on miscellaneous spending, which isn't necessarily a bill, and it will go towards the growth of that business that they spend money on. So I feel like no matter what, it's a win-win situation if you put money into people's hands, but liability protections is definitely something that they want. Don't know why. And really, the difference between the two is that Republicans see a quick, sharp rebound, while Democrats see a slow, painful road back. And this is something that I kind of agree with. I feel like it's going to be a slow road back because of the fact that I see a lot of people, I'm literally on the ground here. So I'm not anybody that's, in the White House that's, making these decisions at all. So since I'm on the ground, I can see exactly what's happening around my area, in different communities that are around my area. And if I can see that they're struggling, people are asking for money, and nobody really has money, and people are really in a bad situation, then I know it's going to be a slow road back. But I don't totally agree with the Democratic side. I do agree with the Republican side in some areas, because what the GOP wants to do, GOP lawmakers want to do away with relief programs such as $600 expanded unemployment insurance program. This disincentivizes people to work. I totally agree with that. I don't think that people need unemployment money. I think they need stimulus checks, basically saying, hey, if you're employed, you still get this money, and we're going to basically get you over that hump. That's the difference between stimulus checks and unemployment. Unemployment is disincentivizing people to work. It's basically saying, hey, you don't need to work and you're going to get $600. But the stimulus check over here is saying you still can work, but you still get this $1,000 or $1,200 or $2,000, whatever they decide to do. I feel like that is a better option, but people always put the two together and say that both disincentivize people to work. I don't think that's 100% true. I think it's false, very false. So for the fact that they're putting Democrats' stimulus package, or their whole stimulus package proposal, $3 trillion, into one category as basically disincentivizing people to work is absolutely absurd. Because yes, you're putting money into state and local governments, that can actually help out a lot, but you're putting money into people's pockets, which can help them in many ways. Basically saying you get this money free and clear, no matter if you work or not. But I do agree with them taking away the extra $600 for unemployment, because that just doesn't make sense to basically tell people we're going to reward you for not working. And I understand that we're in a dire situation, we're in a bad situation here, but it's better to get stimulus checks and be able to work than get $600 for doing nothing. So for the new HEROES Act, they're saying that this bill is dead on arrival, and I mean, it looks like it could be dead on arrival, but then again, you don't have everybody's response. So you have a couple of people's response who said, hey, this is dead on arrival. I don't think this will pass the Senate. But then again, you have many people in the Senate, and you don't need that many people in order to pass that bill. So that's my take on it. I don't want to extend this video for way too long, but if you think about it, I mean, Republicans and Democrats are on two different sides here, and I understand. I mean, the Republicans and Democrats, right? And I'm kind of switching this up as we go along, so don't just take it as this side being Democrat and this side being Republican, because I'm kind of flip-flopping. But if you have Republicans and you have Democrats, they're just thinking in two different ways. And I think they need to think collectively, what can benefit the country? And I understand Republicans, I almost switched it up, Republicans don't want to give people money. They want to have people work for their money. And I totally agree that you need to have people work for their money if there are jobs available. While Democrats want to give everybody kind of free things, but it's not all about the free things there. It's about telling people, hey, you can still work and you can get this money to be able to get you over the hump because you didn't work for the past 2 months. So now you're getting back into the flow of things. You can either be, back $5,000, or you can be back to zero, net zero, and then start all over again from where you're working. That's how it could be. I mean, it's very simple, and I think that they need to pass something with stimulus checks. I think that this bill should be like 50%, 60% stimulus checks, because that helps out the economy. GDP is made up of 70% consumer spending. So if it's that high, do it. It's just like, taking an exam. If you have a class and the final exam is worth 70% of your grade, you better take that exam. I don't understand why they're kind of looking at this and going, you know what, we're not going to give money to people, which people drive GDP, and we like GDP? I don't understand what they're thinking. So I'm not gonna, let me stop here. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this one. And remember that I do a giveaway which has changed. Go over to my Instagram and DM me. And that's all you have to do. So just go over there and DM me. But I'm gonna have to get out of here. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.